My mentor stole my architectural masterpiece, so I used his own foundation to bury his career. Victor Sterling was a legend. He was my idol, my mentor, the man who taught me that architecture was about legacy, not just buildings. For 5 years, I poured my soul into Project Ethelred, a sustainable city design that would have been his magnum opus and my entry into the world. At the grand unveiling, he stood on stage basking in the applause. He called it his vision. He dismissed me with a single patronizing sentence. And thank you to my junior contributor, Elias. The betrayal wasn't the theft of the work. It was the destruction of the trust. He thought his name was a shield. He thought his reputation was untouchable. He was about to learn that the most dangerous enemy is the one who knows your foundation and finds a single structural flaw that brings the whole thing down. My name is Elias. I was never the charismatic one. I was the quiet architect, the one who saw the details. Victor was the showman. He had the money, the connections, and the sterling architectural foundation, his nonprofit dedicated to ethical design. I signed the contract without reading the fine print. Why would I? Victor was family. He promised me 50% credit, a partnership. I was naive enough to believe that a handshake with a legend was worth more than a lawyer's signature. The day after the unveiling, I resigned. I didn't make a scene. I simply left a note. The structure is flawed. I knew a lawsuit would take years and only enrich his lawyers. I needed a different kind of weapon, one that Victor's arrogance couldn't defend against. Victor's true weakness wasn't his work. It was his foundation. He used it as a shield for his ego and a tax haven. I spent the next 2 years working for a rival firm, but every night I was Victor's auditor. I wasn't looking for a smoking gun. I was looking for a pattern. I found it in the small things: inflated invoices for consulting fees, minor tax evasions, and payments to shell companies that all led back to Victor's personal accounts. Nothing major enough for a headline, but a pattern of systemic fraud. I compiled a 300-page report, legally sound, meticulously sourced. I didn't send it to the press. I sent it anonymously to the Internal Revenue Service, IRS, and the State Attorney General's office. I knew the IRS doesn't care about ego. They only care about the numbers. I waited 6 months. The silence was deafening. Then the first tremor, a small article in a trade journal about an audit at the Sterling Foundation. Victor, in his typical arrogance, dismissed it as a clerical error. I never spoke a word. I never took credit. I didn't need to. The satisfaction came from knowing that Victor, the man who stole my legacy, was destroyed by the very thing he thought made him untouchable: his own name and his own arrogance. He taught me that trust is a liability. I taught him that a foundation built on lies will always collapse under the weight of the truth.
What do you think of this revenge? Was Elias right to destroy Victor's entire career? Or was the punishment too severe? Let me know in the comments below. If you love stories of betrayal, retribution, and satisfying karma, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Remember, the script always flips.